Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Pillars of Eternity und ich habe mal nochmal nachgewühlt wegen diesem Fehler hier. Dass sie auf diesen Wert kommt. Und ja, haben auch andere schon gemeldet und es gibt wohl auch ähnliche Fehler, die immer weiter irgendwelche positiven Sachen hochstacken. Beispielsweise dieser Sänger, der diese Int-Mütze anhat. Könnte sogar jetzt hier sein, dass ich den Fehler mit Maimed habe. Ne, hat er nicht. Aber es gibt einige Charaktere, also einige Situationen, wo dieser Maimed-Wert immer weiter hochsteigt und ja, das führt dann dazu, dass die teilweise extrem kranke Zahlen haben. Aber ich denke, das hier ist mehr oder weniger normal. Wundert mich jetzt trotzdem, dass sie so viel hat. Ne, ist ja Endurance. Okay. Klar. Okay, dann reden wir mal hier weiter.
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Cleaver they won't be repaired till next week.
Commander Cleaver said you're working on an animancer to build forged knights.
So much for his talk of secrecy. I'm building Cleaver's metal warriors. He says they're what we need to keep order in Defiance Bay, so...
How are you creating these forged knights? Suits of armor and souls. Cleaver said me repairing and reinforcing unused armor for months now, so we can fill them with some poor sod's essence. He wipes his shining brow. As long as that scholar's girl got her numbers right, infusing the armor with a soul won't be that hard, but that's not what bothers me. And you need Vienna's research to complete them. She's been working out a method to transfer the souls into the armor. Getting the process just right is critical. He holds up the one hand. Bind the souls too tightly and you get something like those flesh constructs at the sanitarium, barely bright enough to avoid walking into a wall. He raises his other hand. But bind them too loosely and they'll be too self-aware of their own good. Mad killers in metal bodies. Do you disagree with Cleaver about the Forge Knights? I disagree with him on near about everything, and this is no exception. These Forge Knights won't solve our manpower problem. He can call them what he wants, but they aren't knights. He folds his arms and looks at the ground. And don't get me started on the other problem. Those souls he's bought to power the Forge Knights, Cleaver keeps telling himself that they come from willing donors, but he knows better. There's a reason you have to buy souls through less than legal channels. We should be clearing those scavengers off the road, not doing business with them. The smell of mud and wet grass fills your nose as Hira Vias leans in close. Willing donors. Now there's a laugh. I've known plenty of idiot folk willing to donate their lives, but I've never seen despair to dire one would give up on their soul. Enough about the Forge Knights. If only. Something else you want on your mind? What do you do here?
I'm a forge master. I'm a master smith for the Crucible Knights. But the way I see it, I'm also keeping up with our old traditions. The first members of our order were smiths. Nowadays, most everyone's a professional soldier. I suppose it's to be expected, but I think it's important we keep up with our roots, too.
Tell me about the knights.
We were all smiths back in Hodrit's day, though I'm about the only one here who still gets his hands dirty. We're a fearsome fighting force, though these days I think Cleaver takes more pride in our parade formations.
He thinks himself a progressive man, but he's obsessed with soul lineages and connections to the Deerwood's heroes of old. He picks up his hammer again. Other than Dunrid Rowe, who really knows about any of that, though? Goodbye.
Good.
Build to last. Penhelm. The young novitiate's armor is recently shined, and his hair is clean and neatly combed. It's hard to believe he's ever seen battle, or that he scarred antique breastplate he wears could possibly be his. Are you looking for something? Tell me about the Knights of the Crucible. We are the primary defenders of Defiance Bay. The Order's founders were the first to rally for Deerwoodian independence. He waves his hand. Of course, that's ancient history now. Now we are the most prestigious company of soldiers in the Deerwood. It's a glorious line of work. He scrunches up his nose. If you can forget about the barracks, that is. Was there anything else? How does someone become a knight? We don't take just anyone. Our members share soul legacies with the very men and women who defended this land a century and a half ago. He shifts his weight and coughs. Anyhow, Commander Cliver is responsible for initiations, but he rarely accepts foreigners. Oh. Trappel, trappel. This is a record of active patrols and reported crimes in Honor's gift. The was? The latter far outnumber the former. Panem's affidavit was added to the stash. Curran, a cipher duly appointed and employed by Durant Rowe, does hereby certify that Novitiate A.M. Panem has been found to have soul free of any subversive influence or tainted essence. The scroll is stamped with the seal of Durant Rowe and signed by both Panem and Curran. Aha. Ja, das sind Quest-Items, die gehen dann hier rein. Ja. Das bedeutet aber doch sicher auch, dass wir nochmal mit dem reden können. Nö. Oder? Wir können nochmal mit diesem... Nö. Dann sind wir hier auch durch. I'm looking for information on Eorn. He crosses his arms and spits. Filthy little flea picker, what did you want to know? How do you know where he is? Rumors say he fled to the catacombs after he murdered the knight. As much as I'd love to string him up, I don't have anyone I can spare to go crawling in that filth to check for him. Or did he manage to kill a knight of the Crucible? Now there's a question. Witnesses say he was drunk and arguing with the man. If I had to guess, I'd say the sneaky bastard had a weapon on him and took the Justica by surprise. The coward ran off before anyone knew what he'd done. That's all. Okay. Right. What can I do for you? That's all. Okay. So, mit dem Ding sind wir durch. Wir können dann nochmal nach Copperlane. Und da wegen diesen Rüstungen nachfragen. Dann haben wir dieses Gebäude auch da noch. Und da müssen wir dann auch nochmal hin. Da war auch irgendwas mit einer Quest, die ich auch schon wieder vergessen habe. Ja, diese Woche soll dann auch noch ein Patch kommen. Ja, aber gut, wann immer diese jetzige Aufnahme, die ich am Montag mache, online
I'm
geht.
starting to slow the pack. Can we sit for a spell and
He
relax?
hated me anyway. I was glad to be gone. The dukes are my parents now. The republics, my children.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Blub. Na, ich könnte auch einfach mal alles abgehen hier noch. Dann haben wir die Zone auch durch. Außer die Catacombs, da werde ich noch nicht rein, weil das ziemlich offensichtlich ist, dass es da zum Kampf kommt. Aber ein Theater habe ich jetzt hier auch nirgends gesehen. Kann ich vielleicht auch noch aufschreiben, eine To-Do-Liste. Copperlane wahrscheinlich, oder vielleicht auch nicht. Theater, Stone.
I'd wager there are more than a few banned books in here.
Ja.
Natürlich auch für jedes Gebäude, wo man kurz reinlatscht, XP.
Right.
Welcome to the Hall of Revealed Mysteries.
How do you do?
The woman barely glances up from the tomes on the table as you approach. You're welcome to browse the stacks, but mind that you keep your voice down. This is still a temple after all, and a Grimda doesn't tolerate disorder. Tell me about yourself. She throws her broad shoulders back. I'm a scrivener and a devotee of Vale. It's my duty to look after our records and resources. Her chest swells with pride. Anything else? This is a temple. It looks like a library. Her eyes grow wide and round. That's because it is. Well is the god of mysteries and answers, encryption and decryption, concealment and revelation. She raises her hands to the rows of shelves. Its guidance comes from the understandings of the unknown and the protection of hidden knowledge. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries was built to celebrate that. Fascinating. Looks like a road. That didn't really answer my question. She sighs and rolls her eyes. Yes, it is a library of sorts. Temples dedicated to tend to hold vast stores of knowledge. We use that knowledge to unravel the presence, the mysteries of the world. Was war das andere? Isn't it? Temples dedicated to tend to hold vast stories of knowledge. We use that knowledge to unravel and preserve the mysteries of the world. Who is Grimda? Vexa speaks reverently. Why, she's the High Archivist. She's one of the most accomplished scholars alive today. Nothing goes on her here without her knowing about it. Almost nothing anyway. She scratches behind her ear. You should probably treat lightly around her today. Farewell.
Keeping an eye out.
Priests of Vale. No entry into the archives without Grimda's permission. Sneaky, sneaky. Das alles stehlen.
Ja.
Kann man knacken.
Sure.
Lassen wir mal. Was ist das? Elder Archives. Scrivener. Janni Hauker. Reach out, step back.
Quiet.
Ja. The books on these shelves cover the history of mythology of Old Valia. The symbols on these pages writhe and shift. They're dizzying to look at. The titles all refer to Glenfathian mathematics and advanced geometry. Grimdar. Keep searching! The obscured leaves clues for those who seek.
Greetings.
An elderly dwarf surveys the stacks. Her skin looks tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her statue, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but let the priests and scriveners continue their search. She shoots her nearest robed figure, a withering glare. Wouldn't do to give them any other excuses. What are they looking for? Maybe I could find it. She sizes you up, stroking her chin. Could you now? She scowls at the robed priests again. You certainly couldn't do worse than this lot anyway. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of Whale. They intend to blaspheme by selling that which should remain hidden, a secret of the 100 Visions. Her wiry eyebrows arc over her spectacles. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in the interrogation. All they could piece together was something about a farmhouse and the road to Deerford. Track the thieves down. I don't care what you do with them, but bring back the scroll. A whale rewards the persistent seeker, and so do I. What else do you need? I had questions about the missing scroll. Ask. Tell me what you know about the thieves. Very little, except that they were foolish to believe they could steal from the God of Secrets. That, and they were fleeing to a farmhouse. How should I handle the thieves? However you can. Kill them, rob them, leave them. It makes no difference to me. She waves her hand and smiles grimly. I'll consider it one of Vale's mysteries. What's so special about this scroll? Well, it's the God of Secrets. If I told you that, I'd cheapen it, wouldn't I? She cackles. It's a parable, the kind that nourishes the inquisitive mind and poisons the foolish. We talk about something else. Missing scroll. Perception 15. Tell me about yourself. I'm the High Archivist of Hall of Revealed Mysteries. She coughs loudly into her fist, and I am too old and too busy to be bothered with inane questions. I'd like to know more about Whale. Their smile reveals a row of crooked teeth. That's the rub, isn't it? Whale is the god of things hidden and revealed. The more of the 100 visions one sees, the more has yet to discover. Though we often call Whale he who sees and is not seen, it is neither male nor female. To assign any definitive characteristic to Whale is to miss another essential part of his divinity. The 100 visions? A term of reverence for Whale's many revelations. Despite the name, they are infinite. Each epiphany leads to yet another enigma. Retrieve the stolen scroll. Irgendwo in einem Farmhaus. Das ist hier super. Path to Deerford. Deerford. Das ist wahrscheinlich hier in den Wooden Plains. Oder da. Impossibly, this painted eye seems to move whenever you turn your back. Ansonsten ist ja auch nix. Zwar sehr groß, aber sehr leer.
How do you do?
Tschö. So. Dann gehen wir mal da rein. Das nächste Gebäude. Schwupp. Build to last. Find Vienna. Corin.
Welcome.
Welcome! Requirement not met. By Wales idlest face, you're one short ogre. But why are you green? And how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? I'm not an ogre. What are you talking about? Your ducks, your green skin. Should I speak louder, slower? Let me know. He beams at you and not so sad. I'm looking for Vienna. I like Vienna. She's always talking about Metal Man, which is strange since I'm pretty sure she doesn't eat snowcap. His brow sprinkles. I don't talk about Metal Man either. And I do eat snowcap. Anyway, she's not here right now. Flew away to Ondra's gift to meet her friend Bessia. No, Clesia. Yes, Clesia. Clesia is the friend she's gone to meet. In Ondra's gift. In a house, not a boat. North house, empty house. Ondra's gift has a lot of boats. We should go rowing sometime. You're a scrivener? He nods. Yes, I'm a scrivener. I read books, I write books. I once ate a book, but only because it looked like a sweet pie. Or perhaps it was sweet pie, baked to look like a book. Interesting. Oh, I'm also a collector of herbs, flowers, plants. I sell them. Mostly I eat them. Tell me about the dormitory. It's where the scriveners who work at the Hall of Revealed Mysteries sleep. I am a scrivener. He sniffs. This place smells like old stockings. Show me what you have for sale. Aha. Ist ja super. Ja. Judge for Vienna in Ondra's gift. Dürfen wir da auch wieder hin? The sturdy bunks are topped with thin blankets and even thinner mattresses. Shh. A rancid stench rises from the basin. The dishes at the top of the pile are flecked with irgendwas, with morsels of meat and cheese. Those are the bottom, at the bottom are coated in a slimy fuzz. Yum yum. Okay.
Laying low.
Nö, nix. Oder zumindest nichts, was ich sehen könnte. Können wir das streichen, Hall of Mystery streichen. Von meiner Todo-Liste. Lumdalas, da gehen wir dann auch noch hin. Machen wir das Ganze komplett. Also nicht ganz komplett, aber bisschen komplett. Du. Mhm. Erwischt. Bulwark. 10 Damage Reduction. Puh, das ist schon ordentlich. Berathian Scripture. Mhm.
Ah.
Gucken wir mal.
Mhm.
Proper Key. Okay, damit wäre das erstmal erledigt. Wenn, dann müssen wir hier durch eine Quest nochmal hin. Na gut, die Catacombs führt uns ja auch die Quest. Fehlt nur noch das hier. Gehen wir da auch noch hin. Dann wieder zu Andros Gift. Die Tante suchen. Ja, Sneaken brauchen wir eigentlich nicht. Da ist der Sound am verrückt spielen. Small and faster weapons tend to have lower interrupt rating but attack with higher frequency.
This looks like the kind of place we could find allies. For a prize.
Mhm. Wienen. Aha. Bandolier. A well-groomed man steps through the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He is flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. One of his companions eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in. I see. You just know that giant slayers run things around here and you'll be fine. Never heard of them. His eyes narrow. You have now. Stick around Defiance Bay and you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason the giant slayers get the lion's share. Remember that. A voice bellows across the hall. Enough jabber, Bine. You gonna do the job or talk about it? His jaw tightens. Winan's right. That coin ain't going to collect itself. He looks at his comrades and jerks his chin toward the door. See you around, pup. Uh-huh. Daggers mark the locations of various Anguithian ruins. Notes posted about the map lists best and current expeditions. Ah, schön, hier haben wir jetzt mal die Weltkarte. Da ist Defiance Bay. Hier ist dieses Valiant Republics. Hier unten ist das Old Valiant Empire und das hat halt, ich kann ja nochmal die Geschichte wiedergeben, die ich irgendwann in einem der Teile kurz erklärt hatte. Also ich glaube, die Ursprünge der Menschheit, die kamen vom Osten, aber hier im Süden gibt es auch noch einen Kontinent. Und hier, die haben die nördlichere Seite besiedelt und die haben die südliche Seite besiedelt und die haben sich irgendwann gegenseitig, die haben sich losgesagt, glaube ich. Und die haben sich auch irgendwann mit denen gestritten, aber die hatten gleichzeitig hier noch mit einem anderen Empire Krieg. Und dieses Empire ist dann irgendwann draufgegangen und da sind jetzt nur noch diese Ruinen, die von diesen Wilden und Druiden gedingst werden. Diese irgendwie, keine Ahnung wie die heißen. Und danach gab es hier im Norden noch ein kleines Empire und da war dieser Verrückte, der meinte, dass Gott in ihn gefahren wäre, Iothas oder wer das war. Und die haben sich, glaube ich, dann zuerst losgesagt wieder und sind da unabhängig geworden und dann haben sie die sich mit den anderen, weil die ja auch befreit werden sollten oder um den Glauben zu verbreiten oder was, sollten die halt auch angegriffen werden und also dem Diabot, und dann wurden die halt angegriffen und dann wurden die von denen wieder zurückgeschlagen und anscheinend dann mit diesem Godhammer wurde dieser Typ dann in die Luft gesprengt. Ja. Soweit, so gut. Dann Wienen, hallo.
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
Do you know of a place, the wilderness, with colorful pools and a waterfall that rises? I know the place. I got a map locked up in one of those chests with the very spot marked. It's yours for 50 coppers. Here you are. You'll find it in the back room behind Sonnel's shop. He hands you the key. Look on the map for Searing Falls. Fantastic place. The thermal springs alone are worth the journey. Falls are so hot, most of the water turns to steam. That's the rising you were talking about. Wienen casually nods your way. Das klingt auch so ein bisschen nach diesem Dings, wo die mit dieser Glocke, diese Morning Mother da war. Wienen casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. What else do you need? I'm looking for work.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Tell me about the dozens. Wienen's expression becomes serious, the timbre of his voice deepening. Good men and women trying to walk in the footsteps of great men and women who came before us. We are a loose association of warriors and expeditionaries in the Deerwood. Not as fancy as the Crucible Knights, mind you, but at least we remember our roots. At least they remember someone else's roots and pretend to be like them, he means. Your roots? The Crucible Knights take pride in having won the Deerwood's freedom 150 years ago, but we are the ones who have protected it. Everyone knows that the Saints' War ended when the Godhammer destroyed Waidwen, genau, Waidwen, das war der Typ, at Avon Devil Bridge. A lot of folks don't know how Waidwen wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women, they walked out of Helgred Citadel and faced down a god. Held him there until the bomb went off. He plumps the table. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries, but we don't need matching armor and silky cloaks to remember our roles. We are the same now as we were then. We stand up for the people. First line of defense, whatever it takes. We got new enemies now. If it's not Waidwen, it's his damned legacy. It's the damn soul butchers in Brackenbury making things worse on all of us. Probably causing the whole thing one way or another. Well, we haven't gone anywhere. And there's a lot more than 12 of us now. We defend Deerwood once. We'll do it again. Farewell. Da können wir wieder Seele gucken. Bzzzt. Bzzzt.
Slowly now.
Slowly now. Mercenary.
Be discreet.
Hier ist nichts. That stance is gonna get you killed. Arrows are for practice in the expedition hall only. Purchase weapons for personal use from Sonil. No exceptions, Osric.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up. If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off.
I need to hire an adventurer. Nein, I'm looking for work.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wennen. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers. Adventurers, I mean.
Although, he sizes you up, I do have something I need done. Something that requires, he glances sidelong at an adventurer failing away, hopeless at a dummy. Competence. What do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms in armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
Why don't you just go ask for it back?
No. Oh, they'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
Doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true. Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
When one walks among the powerful, one must always watch where one steps. What's this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
I'll see what I can
Then it's
do.
Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
Ah, jetzt kommt auch dieses Dings da ins Spiel.
I got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Andra's gift, right after being soul-scanned by a cipher in Dunreed Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me.
Having his soul lineage read.
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
Aha, da bräuchte man natürlich einen Cypher für. Tell me about Expedition Hall. It's treasure hunting, plain and simple. Sponsors put up money, hire adventurers to explore the wilds, looking for runes mostly. If they come back alive, they split the spoils. If not, it's because they handle their weapons, like this lot in front of me, who might as well be digging their own graves right now.
Hey,
The edges of these swords have been blunted for practice.
go see Osric. He's usually got something.
Osric
You do
sent
well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Osric sent me to you. I was looking for an expedition. I have expeditions, but they are not just for everyone. We doesn't help those like minds and deeds. How about you give Osric a hand first? Show us where you stand. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. Den Expedition Hall mit wen reden. Okay. Dann gucken wir uns hier noch um. Mercenary. Abgeschlossen.
I'd say it's time to get a campfire going and let sleep follow.
Es gibt auch gar keinen Zwerg, fällt mir gerade auf. Also es gibt keinen Begleiter, der ein Zwerg ist. Auch sehr seltsam. So,
How do you
Nils.
do?
The woman looks up from polishing a dagger. Haven't seen you before. You headed out with an expedition company? She raises an eyebrow. Or are you betting on one? Can I buy something? How long have you worked at Edmund's Den? She leans on the countertop and drums the fingers. Oh, a few years. I got in the minute the last merchant cleared out. She nods toward the main area of the hall. They've got new expeditions venturing out every week, so this is a great place to do business. And the dozens make you loyal friends and loyal customers, so long as you stick by them. She taps the counter. The vendor who was here before me, they ran him out when he sold his best helms to a pair of crucible knights. I've been careful not to make the same mistake. Tell me about the expeditions. There are groups of adventurers that venture into the wilderness. More than a few of them try their luck scouring the ruins. Most of them come back empty-handed, if they come back at all. Betting on them is almost as risky as actually going, but that's how the expedition got funded, and every once in a while one of the adventuring companies will strike it big and make a fortune of their backers. Can I buy something? I'm afraid not. See, the dozens only do business with me so long as I only do business with them, and they're good customers. She jerks a thumb at the door, but if you get on Osric's good side, he could make an exception for you. He's probably training some of the new recruits right now. Okay, haben wir das auch. Naja, wir bräuchten halt jemanden, einen Cypher, der da hingucken kann. Jetzt ist natürlich die Frage, könnten wir das mit unserem Typi machen? Mit der Tante, mit der Mourning Mother oder wie sie heißt, oder Grieving Mother. Wir sollen aber ja sowieso in diesem Dingsgift noch nach dieser Tante suchen. Wir können aber auch erst noch mal hier hinlaufen. Ne, wir suchen mal nach der Tante. Heavy Armor grants more protection, but extends recovery for its wearers. Könnte man natürlich auch einfach beschleunigen hier. Aber ich werde dann auch hier erstmal einen Schnitt machen. Und dann geht's beim nächsten Mal hier weiter. Bis denn.